All right, hi everyone, this is Miss Cahill, and this video is going to review the Sonnet multiple choice question practice on AP Classroom. So on my screen here, you will see it looks like two documents open, but it's really the same document. This document I will also post on Google Classroom in case you want to review it in more detail. On the left-hand side over here, you'll see my annotations on the poem, and then on the right-hand side, you'll see the questions for the poem. So let's get started by starting right from the beginning with question 1. All right. So question 1 says lines 1 through 4, which because we're working with a sonnet, we could call that the first quatrain or just the first chunk. They function primarily to C, establish the setting and mood of the poem. The setting is established as being in Nashville. We know that it's January from the title, and it sounds like it's getting very wintry there. And the mood is established as being kind of chilling and harsh because of the winter snow that's coming in. Okay. And that brings us to question 2. The image of sands most clearly serves to evoke the snow blown aloft by the wind, which is choice A. All right. It says here, and everywhere as windswept sands upon deserts blow, there is each moment sifted through the air a powdered blast of January snow. So it's making a comparison between those two things. Okay. Moving on to the next chunk, in line 5, thoughtless is best understood to mean unaware. And let's take a look at it in context here. It says, "O thoughtless dandelion, to be misled by a few warm days to leave thy natural bed was folly growth and blooming over soon." So the flower here is unaware of the impact of winter because it was misled by the previously warmer days, making it unaware. Okay. Moving on to line 8, and in lines 8 through 10, which read, "And yet thou blasted yellow-coated gem, full many hearts have but a common boon with thee, now freezing on thy slender stem." So here we're starting to get more to the meaning of the poem. This is the first time we see a comparison between the flower, the dandelion, and something else. And in this case, because we're talking about full many hearts have a common boon with thee, we know that people are being compared to the flower, which means the comparison between the dandelion's fates and human experience fits best. Okay. Taking a look at the last 4 lines of the poem, "When once the heart blooms by love's fervid breath is left, and chilling snow is sifted in, it still may beat, but there is blast and death to all that blooming life might have been." This is trying to imply that the bereft heart lives but will never recover from its loss. And again, that aligns with this comparison that's established beforehand in the previous section that we talked about with number 4. Okay. Once the heart blooms and it's left, there is left blast and death. So it's that lingering pain that comes with it. Right? Question 6 thinks about the poem as a whole and tries to determine the function of the dandelion. And the dandelion is really there to provide an occasion for reflection on lost love. That again aligns with the comparison that's established around lines 8 to 10. By talking about the dandelion here and what happens to it, it sets up the way that people deal with things as well. Okay. Which again leads us to the next question, which is which best describes the speaker's attitude toward the dandelion. Well, it obviously has empathy. The speaker has empathy for its predicament, right? It's relating to what's going on with the flower and connecting it back to human emotion, which is empathy at its core, okay? And then finally, for number 8, the overall tone. And remember, when you're dealing with tone, you're looking for examples of connotative diction to help you determine that tone. Throughout the poem, the most prominent kind of words are melancholy words. The speaker really feels sad that the flower is going to die in this weather, but also in turn sad for the people who have to deal with this heartbreak and this loss that lingers as well. Okay. So that concludes this very brief set. Hopefully, this gave you some extra practice working with the sonnet form. If you still have questions, you can always ask me in class or reach out to me on Google Classroom, or you can peruse these notes in a little bit more detail once they're posted online. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you had fun with your multiple choice. Bye.